Why should philanthropy talk about and work on gender? Well, quite simply, because it is a human issue. Gender equality sits at the core of delivering every other SDG. And there is enough data to show it is not just morally and ethically the just thing to do, it is also economically the right thing to do.
I think philanthropy should talk about and work on gender because we have the capacity to connect resources that are needed in order to work on the advancing the rights of women and advancing the rights of other groups who have been marginalized in our history.
We shouldn't talk about gender. We should invest in gender equity. Only investing in gender equity, race equity, and ethnicity equity, we will have democracy.
Philanthropy should talk and work more on gender because it strives to create a more inclusive and just world. Gender equality, whether we're talking about women's and LGBTQI+ rights or about gendered approaches to understanding the world around us, are key to a sustainable, fair, and also human rights-based approach to society.
From the beginning of the foundation of ELAS, we had the mission of equity and to strengthen democracy through equity and human rights and equity on gender, ethnicity, and race.
We initially worked on HIV and gender in Africa and on women in sport in France. Following Me Too and more recent debates, we have accelerated our approach and developed a full program with 2 streams. First, raising awareness and educating on gender. Second, reinforcing feminist organizations through long-term financing and capacity building.
AVPN is a network of funders committed to mobilizing capital for social impact. The AVPN membership consists of about 600 plus members, all committed to mobilizing capital for social impact in Asia.
As an alliance of community foundations, we realized that out of our 17 community foundations, most of our board members were male. Around 70% of our board members were male. And we started wondering how would the community foundations benefit from incorporating more diverse opinions.
In terms of impact of our work on gender, when we started, gender was only one entry point into our topics. Today, we're much more into a widespread approach to society that endorses gender lenses.
The labor law that benefits the domestic workers was the first one that they had, and benefit 5 million domestic workers in Brazil. And for the first time, they have a law and they don't have to be slaves workers.
In the recent past, we have launched 3 pooled funds focused squarely on improving outcomes for women and girls. A pooled fund on maternal health, a pooled fund on STEM education for girls, and our largest pooled fund to date, a $25 million 5-year pooled fund for economic empowerment of women in Asia.
Some of the positive impacts that we have seen so far from our work on gender is that we have now 9 community foundations working on implementing a gender perspective in the operations of the community foundations and in their programs.
First, it's about speaking and sharing, normalizing the topic, and working with other organizations and networks. Partnerships, networks make us stronger and also allow us to fully grasp societal needs and issues that alone are harder to understand and figure out.
I would say be patient. It's not a process that happens overnight. It's not a quick fix. It's something that involves having very hard dialogues inside the organization, changing how the organization looks and feels and works in order to actually have a gender lens
You have to have a commitment with democracy and with equity in the society.
Advice for other organizations: just get started.